A very good evening, guys. I know you are tired. So my talk is about JavaScript and TypeScript. So my name is Jayesh. I'm a software engineer at TCS, and I'm a reps mentor and tech speaker at Mozilla. And I go to conferences, universities, and teach people, students. I love teaching. And apart from that, I'm an ambassador at Indelac. I organize events, Indelac events, hackathons all over India, and mentor startup people, means the project of Indelac. And that's a bit about me. And about the talk again. So JavaScript and TypeScript. There are two people. One is, the one guy says JavaScript and the other guy says TypeScript. It's just a debate between them. And the topic itself is a debate, JavaScript versus TypeScript. So developers who are already into the market, they have experienced people say JavaScript is really good. But the freshers say TypeScript, because from the beginning they start with learning with C, C++, and then with Java, and they learn all the OOPS concept and then come into the market, telling that, and when they come into TypeScript, say the best thing is in TypeScript is it's OOPS. So say similarly, C++ and JavaScript is into OOPS, object-oriented programming. So that's the reason they love TypeScript. Whereas an experienced guy who already worked in projects, say JavaScript project, he tells JavaScript, it's awesome. Who's gonna learn TypeScript? So here in my talk, I'm going to compare JavaScript and TypeScript. So comparison like cons and all the pros and cons. So JavaScript, experienced guy tells speed, it's speed, simplicity, it's popular. Why TypeScript? Why did Microsoft come with TypeScript? I don't know why he tells like that. I've even met Trishul over there. I asked him, which is better, JavaScript or TypeScript? He tells me, Microsoft is wasting money investing on TypeScript. So, because he's experienced and he's very familiar with JavaScript, so he tells that is his own way. Whereas if I ask a student, he tells, bro, what are you talking about JavaScript? I love TypeScript. It's oops. There are two types of people. One is JavaScript and TypeScript, because they have their own mindsets learning a language. So experienced people say it's speed, simplicity. That's a pros. The left part is the pros, say interoperability and browser compatible and everything. Whereas the cons is the code is visible. If you inspect element, in your browser, you can find the code. And security is a concern in JavaScript, and JavaScript is single-threaded, not multi-threading, and it doesn't support file I/O systems, file input/output, read and write. That's the reason people say there are small drawbacks in it. People sort of talk technically. People who talk technically tells like JavaScript different all the cons in such a way. So whereas in TypeScript, the best thing is students say, oh, it's OOPS. I love OOPS because I'm a Java guy. I learned C, C++, and in C++ I learned OOPS. So from that stage I learn, I'm been learning OOPS. So TypeScript is very easy for me. He says it is used in popular frameworks, and the framework is Angular. Everyone is into Angular if they're into web development these days. Means in the initial stage, though we are coming up with React, Vue.js, and a lot of other things, but Angular is really very popular. And from Angular to TypeScript has become very popular, and TypeScript has become popular only because of that. That's what I say. And it's again new developers' comfort. I tell you, freshers who come inside into the developing, they tell, yeah, that's comfort. I'm comfort with OOPS. That's the reason I love TypeScript. And learning curve. Say for example, if you're working on a project, if a fresher comes into the company and there's already an experienced guy, and if you have a website, if the company has a live website, say he tells me if you just put a fresher and experienced guy in the same project, it's very difficult for experienced guy to cope up with TypeScript. Seriously, if you want to people like not very huge companies, even quite a few companies are like trying to revamp their JavaScript website into a TypeScript one. Using Angular 2 means for upgrading if they build their website in Angular, they wanted to do it in Angular 2 or Angular 4 or Angular 6 or something. So if you take a new fresher knows TypeScript, he's very good, familiar with that. So if you ask an experienced person, say, I'm familiar with Java. So there'll be a long bridge between them. It's not necessary, it's very difficult for them to just compromise and work together. Because learning curves matters, because even the experienced guy should learn, even the fresher should learn. That matters. And the performance is really, what do you say, matters, because though if you write your code in TypeScript, there's a transpiler in between, it again converts this into JavaScript, because browsers accepts and compiles only JavaScript, doesn't know what TypeScript is at all. So even if you write your code in TypeScript, it transpiles and compiles it into JavaScript. So for example, say if you have written your code, if you have written your website in a CMS, say Joomla, what happens is, if, for example, if you want to edit your code in the deployment area, what happens, you can just edit your JS code. Whereas if you write your whole CMS in your TS, TypeScript, and say if when you deploy it, it compiles and deploys, because browsers only understand JS. So the pre-compiled code will be there in JavaScript. For example, if you write your code in TS, and then once compiled and deployed, if you go and see the JS, you'll not even understand, oh, is this the code which I've written? Oh my God, I don't know. People say that is very difficult. It cannot be edited if you have written your code in CMS. So that's the thing. And summarizing again. So I say people who are experienced say JS is better and TypeScript is again for the freshers. And in the market, there's a lot of reasons people are moving to TypeScript. It entirely depends upon them. That's it. That's my talk. Thank you. If you have any questions, you can ask.